Halloween is just round the corner, and that means candy, costumes, and spooky movies. But have you ever stopped to wonder where all these traditions come from? Is Halloween just a modern excuse to eat too much sugar? Or does it have a darker, more ancient past? Today, we're going to play a little game of trick or truth, separating the real history of Halloween from the popular myths. You might be surprised to find that some of the wildest stories are actually true. Let's start with the big one, Samhain. You've probably heard this word thrown around, but what was it really? The truth is, Halloween's roots trace back over 2,000 years to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. This wasn't a party, it was a serious and deeply spiritual event. The Celts, who lived in the area that is now Ireland, the UK, and northern France, celebrated their new year on November 1st. This day marked the end of summer and the harvest, and the beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with death. So where do ghosts and ghouls come in? Well, the Celts believed that on the night before the new year, the boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. On the night of October 31st, they believed the ghosts of the dead returned to Earth. This wasn't necessarily a bad thing. They would leave out food and drink to welcome the spirits of their ancestors back home. But they also believed that more mischievous or malevolent spirits could cross over too, causing trouble and damaging crops. This brings us to our first tradition, costumes. Is dressing up as a monster a modern invention? Trick. This practice is also ancient, to protect themselves from these wandering spirits. The Celts would wear costumes typically consisting of animal heads and skins and masks. The idea was to either disguise themselves as fellow spirits to avoid being noticed, or to scare away the harmful ones. So, when you're putting on that vampire cape or witch hat, you're actually taking part in a tradition that's thousands of years old. Now, what about jack-o'-lanterns? The story goes that they were originally carved from turnips to ward off a wandering spirit, named Stingy Jack. Is this fact or fiction? It's surprisingly true. According to Irish folklore, a man named Stingy Jack tricked the devil multiple times. When Jack died, God wouldn't allow him into heaven, and the devil, keeping his promise not to take his soul, wouldn't let him into hell. Jack was doomed to roam the earth for eternity with only a burning coal inside a carved-out turnip. To light his way, the Irish began to carve their own spooky faces into turnips and potatoes to scare away Jack and other wandering spirits. When Irish immigrants came to America, they found that pumpkins, a native fruit, were much larger and easier to carve. And so the modern jack-o'-lantern was born. Finally, what about trick-or-treating? This one feels like it has to be a modern, commercial invention, right? Wrong again. This tradition has multiple historical roots. During Samhain, people would leave food out for the spirits. Later, in the Middle Ages, a practice called selling emerged, where the poor would go door to door on All Souls' Day, offering prayers for the dead in exchange for soul cakes. Trick-or-treating, as we know, it is a blend of these ancient customs, combined with the old Celtic practice of dressing in costume. It's not just about candy. It's a modern echo of rituals meant to appease spirits and honor the dead. So as you can see, many of our favorite Halloween traditions aren't just for fun, they have deep, dark, and fascinating origins, from costumes to jack-o'-lanterns. We're unknowingly participating in ancient rituals meant to navigate the thin veil between our world and the next. I hope you enjoyed this dive into the true history of Halloween. What's your favorite tradition? Let me know in the comments below if you found this interesting. Please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and have a safe and spooky Halloween.